Good evening, MRTV. This is Anthony Morgan, Chief of Police for the City of Mount Rainier, and I'm coming to you with the stats from July 16th through July 22nd. In reviewing the stats for the past week, one thing I want to remind all residents is please don't leave valuables in your car visible. One thing that I noticed in looking at the stats is that the vehicle break-ins that we had, the common denominator all were loose items left on the seats of vehicles. So I'm pleased asking that you do not leave any valuables on the seat of your vehicles. Looking at the stats for the week of July 16th through the 22nd, 12 vehicles were impounded, 73 parking citations were issued, 237 traffic citations were issued, and my officers spent 24 hours on foot in the community. The next thing is calls for service that required case numbers. In the 3400 block of Rhode Island, on the 16th of July at 7:23 in the morning, an officer observed an adult male drinking intoxicants from an open container. The subject was issued a citation. On July 16th, 2019 at 1:11 p.m. in the area of Chilham Road and Queens Chapel, officers responded to a vehicle hit and run. Also on the 16th of July 2019 in the 2200 block of Varnum Street at 1:19 p.m., officers responded to a report of a shoplifting and assault. The suspect had stolen items from the store and assaulted an employee as they left. Officers made contact with the suspect as he was leaving and took him into custody. On July 17th, 22 minutes after midnight in the 4000 block of 29th Street, officers responded on a domestic assault report. The suspect was located and arrested on the appropriate charges. On July 17th at 2:40 in the morning, officers responded to the 3100 block of Chilham Road on a report of a theft from a business. There is no suspect information at this time. On July 17th at 10:25 in the morning, officers responded for a theft from auto. The suspect had broken out a window and stolen items from the vehicle. In the 3400 block of Newton on July 17th at 3:17 p.m., officers responded on another theft from auto. In the 2300 block of Arundel on July 17th at 4:20 p.m., officers responded to a stabbing. Upon Sergeant Williams arriving, he was confronted with a male holding a knife and a victim bleeding. Sergeant Williams, used great judgment in this investigation, quickly taking the suspect into custody and then rendering aid to the injured victim. The victim is going to survive their injuries, and I certainly want to commend Sergeant Williams for the job he did on this call. On July 19th at 7:04 a.m., officers responded to a criminal complaint in front of City Hall. Upon arrival, they observed a male drinking from an open container of intoxicants. The suspect was issued a citation. In the 3000 block of Queens Chapel on July 19th at 7:28 p.m., officers responded on a report of a stolen vehicle. The victim last saw the vehicle on 7:15 of 19. On July 19th at 10:10 p.m. at Queens Chapel in Chilham, an officer stopped a vehicle for a traffic infraction. The driver of the vehicle was under the influence of alcohol and was arrested. In the 400 block of Cedar on July 20th at 2:15 p.m., officers observed a male drinking in the alley, and he was also issued a citation. In the 3700 block of 36th Street on July 20th at 2:35 p.m., officers responded on a report of a theft. An unknown suspect stole a package off the porch of a residence. Remember, if you see something, say something, especially if you see a stranger on your neighbor's porch and they're removing items. On July 20th, at 2:42 p.m. in the 3100 block of Bunker Hill, officers responded on a report of a domestic assault. And on July 20th at 9:31 p.m., officers were on patrol when they located the stolen tag from the vehicle stolen on July 19th. I mentioned earlier in this report, the tag was recovered. However, the vehicle still has not been recovered. And finally, on July 21st at 7:10 a.m. at City Hall, officers made contact with a male drinking intoxicants and issued him a citation. This is the report for the week of July 16th through the 22nd. If you have any questions, as always, please reach out to me and have a safe week. MRTV.